All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah coming with a message. And this message is starting to understand the ways of Yah. Starting to understand the ways of Yah. You know, you know how it says his thoughts, not our thoughts, and his ways are not our ways. You got to really ask yourself, do that really make sense? Could that really be? Does that make any sense? Why? Because he desires us to know him in that way of knowing him. So really, that doesn't really fit in. Um, I'm not organized here, and I apologize. And that is strange. A lot of strange things been happening today. But again, it is said his ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. I can kind of put that in the category of saying that um, he don't think like we think, and his ways is not our ways. And what ways are those? The ways that we have in the flesh, the ways that we have in the flesh, nor the thoughts that we have in the flesh. So just putting that to that makes more sense. But we got to get down to the core of this because it's a lot of things he says. If he says, seek ye the kingdom first, what is it we seeking if it's not his ways? Oh, Father, did I go there? I think I did. Okay. And what we think his thoughts for us. You see? So don't, and not that you know what, I can understand I understand why they might have added that his thoughts are not our thoughts, his ways are not our ways. It's because they wanted us to be so separate from him. Mhm. They want us to be so separate from our Father, so bad that they have successfully done it. That's why when y'all come, he just gonna come get what he is, because he know we ain't gonna have no sense no way. So let me just come on get him because they ain't got no sense. You see, so that's a beautiful thing. But what I realize is I'm starting to really understand Yah, because I asked the question the last time I was on here. We were talking about gifts, and I spoke on the gifts of being able to know the thoughts and how people are thinking and what people are thinking. I took it to a place before the throne, and the throne met me, which is the Most High Yah. He wanted me to know that he is the only one that knows the thought, the mind, which is, and the heart of man. He said that he did not give anyone that gift to be able to know the thoughts and the mind and the heart of no one, not even the Son of Man, to the point of knowing the thoughts as we might think, as I was thinking, are the hearts of man. That's left up to only the Father, even the Son of Man. It's not left up to him either. So he wanted me to understand this is why the Son of Man was reading the thoughts of their action, because he always had his eyes on them. Okay, he watched not only their eyes but their movement, and because Christ was with him, he was able to hear their thoughts. And a lot of times he said that the way the people conduct themselves told off on them. So that's another reason why he was able to know what they were thinking, because Yeshua did know what they was thinking. But who? It wasn't Yeshua, it was Hamashiach, which is Yah. It was his beloved son, which is Christ, that knew the thoughts. That's why he was saying, and you hear Yeshua telling us many times, these things I do is not of me, it is of my Father. So that's what the Father was wanting to share with me. But you know what he shared with me? He shared with me that you do have this gift, but it's not the type that's going to be able to know the thoughts and the minds of people. And because you have been able to tag in on their thoughts and some mind, it's not the same as who he is. And he wanted me to line it up with the tools when he send you on a mission. And it's for any and everybody. When the Most High send you on a mission, he is not going to leave you toolless. He's going to give you the tools that you're going to need for the mission in which you are on, the journey itself, because only he and he only knows what you're going to go through from the beginning to the end and what you need on this or for this journey. So he went on to telling me about the husband and wife. I think it was Ananias and his wife, what was that lady name? Sapphirus, or something like that. He was saying that when each one came to Peter and present their offering, Peter instant told them what they did. You see what I'm saying? So the Father was showing me in that sense, yes, Peter called it out. Asked him, asked the husband, why do you come to, in a sense, I got to go there because I know he gave me the verse. Let me bring it up. You all, there's so much stuff going on, and I'm just wondering, have anybody behold what's going on? I still said it. I got to say it because it just seemed like it's just too much. And it just seemed like nobody, it ain't that nobody don't behold it. We know it ain't nothing we can do about it, but at least we can talk about it to know that, hey, this is what was prophesied. This is what was said. And this is what is before us. And this is what our endurance and our long suffering is going to be consist of. Being able to see it. You can't endure nothing you can't see. You can't long suffer nothing you can't see. So when you hear Sister Deborah saying it, it's only for those who carry the spirit of long suffering and endurance that Yah has given them as tools to behold the issues that are before them. It's not for everybody. Okay, let me see. Peter addressed Ananias and Sapphirus. I think that's her name. I might be saying the wrong name. Let me see where that's at. Yes, it's Acts. In the book of Acts, we're going somewhere with this message, you guys. In the book of Acts, chapter 5. No, it's not in that. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it can be, because I know I went over it and he was saying, I want you to see that so you can understand the difference between, it's a big difference because only the Father knows the mind and the hearts of in individuals. Okay. Only them. So in Acts chapter 5, let me see if I can. I know I had it. And Peter answered, no, let's go back to him. Okay. Okay, here it is. Acts chapter 5 and verse 3. Peter said to Ananias, why has Satan filled thy heart to lie to the Holy Ghost and to keep that part of the price of the land? You see that? How did Peter know that? See, that's what the Father was telling me. I can know the action of people, but it's not that I know their mind or their heart. Only one knows that is the Father. So I'm so grateful just to be a child of the Most High Yah, that he find room to make sure he corrects me. Because I'm saying to you all, I don't know what to do with the gift. I don't know how to even apply it. Because it allow you to know things, and you sitting around and you trying to figure out, well, what is that for me? That ain't in my business. Because that's what I used to do when I was young. I used to say, that ain't in my business. Why do I understand it? Why do I, sitting up in the place, and it's like somebody sitting behind you, and that individual sitting behind you, I can almost, it feels like I can feel what they were doing before they came to the place of worship. And I'm like, why am I got my mind on that? Why is it I can feel that? Why is it, it's just confusing. So just imagine having that type of gift at a teenager, even to today. I'm blessed to not have used it to the utmost at all. Truly. I'll tell y'all, I know who's who, and I know what, I said that, but I don't use it. And I'm grateful that I didn't use it out of any other order, but the order in which Yah has given him to me, because he gave me Peter right here. Peter right here pinpoint what they did. You see, how did he do that? Through the Holy Spirit that was in him. So that's what the Father is saying. He's saying the reason why you know things is because when the Holy Spirit is in you, that's who I am. What did it say? The Father is saying, before Yeshua left, he told them, when the Comforter come, he will reveal things to you and show you things to come. Okay? And he will reveal things to you. Okay? And he would teach you all things. He would comfort you. You're going to have the power. He's going to reveal things to you. You see? So in him, all that he is in Sister Deborah gives me the ability to know some things regarding people. But he want to let me know it's not that I got a special gift or it's me. It's there. And then he said, go to Ananias and Sapphira. I think I said Sapphira, and Peter addressed him and his wife. How did Peter know? So the Father was showing me through the Holy Spirit that was in him. Did he know? You see? The same thing. Remember Yeshua asked all of them, Peter and all of them, who do I say that I am? They say that the Son of Man. They say Elijah, John the Baptist, the prophet, and he say, well, who do they say that I am? And Peter said, what? The Son of the what? Living Yah. You see, he didn't say the Son of Man. He said the Son of the living Yah. And at that moment, Yeshua had to stand down. Why? Because Yah had given him what he wasn't even ready to hear what Peter was saying. Yeshua wasn't ready for that. He said, flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you, but he let the whole world know. But my Father, which are in heaven. Now, why wouldn't the world see that the Son is saying, my Father, which are in heaven? Isn't he down there with Peter? So how can he be the Father that Yeshua is talking about if he is the Father on the earth with Peter? You see, how did Peter know that in him was the Son of Yah? You get what I'm saying? So this is what he was saying. These sort of things you know. But to know a man's real heart and to really know a man's mind, no, Deborah, I didn't give no one that type of gift. Only I. You see? So I'm so grateful that he brought that to me, because I told y'all I was going to go to the altar, and I thought maybe he was going to tell me during the Sabbath. But I'm so grateful that he broke it down to me, and he gave me Peter situation. And I just gave y'all the same situation that Peter said to Yeshua, the Son of the living Yah. And at that time, Yeshua said, oh, flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you. Why did he say flesh and blood didn't reveal? Because he was born flesh and blood of a woman. He said, but Yah himself. See, that's the only way we're going to be able to really discern or know someone. And the Father wants us to understand we'll never know them at that level of way he created them. Only the level of the Holy Spirit in us that gives us the ability to know what we need to know for the journey itself. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful he showed that to me, because I said, honey, come stab it. I'm coming to your altar. I'm coming all the way. I'm going to get me something. So I'm so grateful that he shared that with me. And in that process, I realized that you all, let me tell y'all, I don't even know how to even say it. I sit back in the last couple of years and I'm sitting here watching the Father taking and considering my thoughts, my feelings, you see, my prayers. Y'all, I know y'all don't understand where I'm coming from. You know how if we really would have known how real Father were to be, maybe people would have really known how Yah is beyond a real Father. Then we would have been able to teach people the level of what a real Father it has been to us in our lives. I tell people everywhere I go, I had the best father in the world. Even though I knew that the Creator is the best of the best. Because my father would never know me or know my heart, know my mind, know my spirit like the Father of the kingdom. So I was thinking about that this morning. I said, Father, we got to be in a time period, not a time, in the day that he got to be coming. Because as I say that it's over, I wish I can explain it to y'all how it feels like it's over. I don't know if y'all can get what I'm saying. Not only is it over, but it feels like it's over. It feels like the Father said, okay, that's it. Come on here. Okay. Any situation, it's even getting to the point. I threw something that I had bought away into the trash dumpster coming into this apartment. And before I threw it in there, it said to me just as plain, Deborah, that's your food. You know how hard-headed flesh is? That's why I know flesh is an enemy to y'all. Because I'm like, I threw the bag into the dumpster, walked on home, sat down and said, oh, let me get my food. And guess what? It told me just as plain as day. I told you when you was out there, you threw your food in the dumpster. That's why I'm saying to y'all, I'm starting to really understand the ways of Yah. How he's pulling up, y'all. He's pulling up in a way that he's dealing with his in such a special way. I wish I could. I just can't even tell y'all. Because you know why I keep saying I wish I could, and I really can't tell you because it's a feeling and it's a 100% before you. You know why? It's spiritual. It's all spiritual. Any situation I go up on, let me show you how. Any situation I go up on, he keep telling me, Deborah, no, don't, baby, don't do that. Don't. It remind me, my mother constantly telling me, when he speaks to you, he tell you, why are you hard-headed? Why you don't do what he tell you? I used to think that was funny. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I did. I used to think that stuff was funny because the impression on my mother's face. She said, why you do that? Why you just don't listen to him? That's how she was serious. But as a teenager, I thought that was funny. Because he was forever talking to me. And that's the way it feels today. it feels like it's like he's bringing you back to where he started you, even though he know that where you at is way beyond where you started. But it's like you starting to understand his ways. You see what I'm saying? And how he move about. And I'm sitting back thinking, I'm like, I told my son and my daughter that y'all think y'all on y'all time, don't you? Y'all really think y'all got time? Y'all think all these choices that y'all making that ain't got no sense to it, dangerous, y'all think that's okay? I said, baby, y'all don't know who prayers you on. I really believe that without a doubt, because there's so much in it that he would tell me, not didn't I keep you? Trust me, I can do the same if I choose. So you see, in a sense, like that's how he's dealing with me now. It's like, I mean, like he just right there. You see what I'm saying? I'm serious, y'all. And I'm sitting here watching this and I'm like, wow. Only thing I can think of is, y'all, we in that day that it has to be something getting ready to really make a difference around the most highs, those that are of the light, those that are his seeds. It got to be, because I'm like, Father, you just showing up and showing out. I mean, in everything I'm watching him do, I'm like, now why is it? And I'm gonna be honest, and I know y'all probably said, Deborah, you are hard-headed. 3 times he told me. I was in the car, I grabbed the bag, because I had 2 bags, and I grabbed the bag. Both of them was the same bag. But one had one thing and one had trash. The bags look alike. So when he told me in the car, Deborah, don't throw this one away. This is your food. You know what I said to myself? In my thought, oh, I ain't gonna throw that away. That's my food. I ain't gonna throw that away. Got out the car. He told me again. The one moment I tossed that thing into the trash, he said, you just threw your food away. I ignored it all the way till I got home, got ready to get comfortable, pulled my bag open. I had the bag of trash. I'm just trying to show you all how he ain't playing, y'all. This is almost remind me when I was a little girl. Always there. He was always there. He never left me. And he pull up. Like I told you, like say for instance, if somebody did something at school and I got in trouble, I'm trying to understand how they get away with lying like that. How can it be that easy? And when I can't wait to get to my mother's house, my home. And why? I go into that secret place and I be telling the Father, you let them do that to me. And they did this and they did this and you didn't do nothing about it. You know I didn't do it. But you know what? Instance, y'all, I'm telling y'all, the next day, he checked that mess. I mean, that's just how he was with me as a young person. He never allowed people to get away with nothing when it came down to me. Nothing. I had to express, telling my daughter, I said, but it's going to take me to be in my grave for you all to understand that all of my siblings, I don't have to be around them and hang around them and do the things they do and keep up trouble like they do. I stay to myself. You know what, y'all? My dad was like that. My dad didn't communicate. All our living didn't communicate with nobody. He might give you 10 minutes. After that 10 minutes, I'll see y'all later. He gone upstairs. Because our house was the house everybody come to. And I don't care if it was his own mama. It can be his brothers from out of town, no matter what. He ain't giving you his time. And with me, I sat back and watched my sister and them, and I realized that I was just a person that was there. And long as you, this is the reality. And I'm talking to somebody out there. I don't know who it is, but as long as they got a black box in the family, all that other stuff that's going on in the family, they are content. They would erase everything everybody doing as long as they got somebody in the black box. You see? And that's in every family. And a lot of them had no idea when you put that one in the black box, that's really the one that's in the light. Why you think you got them boxed up? Let me show you something. I was telling my daughter today because she came by and I was telling her about how I had a second mother and a second older sister. And I was telling her, she said, "Yeah, I got a chance to hear a lot about them." I said, "Yeah, they was since I was 6 years old. They would stay next door to my mom and dad, and they were people I always go over and sit down and talk to. They just did me really good. They were Jehovah's Witness, but they did me so nice and treat me so. I was just like one of them. They didn't care for my siblings because they said that you have so much talent. It ain't nothing you can't do." And Miss Almond, she say, and she called me Booby, you going and getting all these trades and all this education and all this jobs, and you get good pay, you get good benefits. Don't do them, baby. Just get something that's gonna pay real good and give you your benefits because you got so much talent, you ain't gonna know what to do with it. And that's exactly how I was. I would go anywhere and master a situation just to see if I'm capable of doing it. So I explained to my daughter that as a teenager, I heard the voice of the Most High tell me the sky is the limit for you. I'm serious. And when he said that, he said it too many times to where throughout my living, I tried to reach the sky, but I didn't want nothing with it. I just want to make sure I can master it. That's all. That's what I did. I don't care what I did. I'm not going in there and get involved in nothing that I ain't going to successfully master. That's how I was. So I'm just thinking, it's like now, it's almost like he begging me back up in that time. And I'm like, saying, wait a minute, hold up. I'm really feeling you in a way. I'm starting to understand you in a different way, y'all. It's such a beautiful way. He ain't procrastinating on communicating with me or telling me turn left, turn right. It's just like it's almost time for something, y'all. I can't pinpoint what it is. Could it be I'm leaving out of here? I don't know. But all I know is it's just I'm having a better understanding. I'm starting to really understand the movements of Yah, the way he's moving. I'm understanding it well. So when he said, in all your getting, let me tell you why. Watch this here. You know how they say we're not supposed to question the Most High Yah. And you know how they say all your ways is not my ways. And what do you say? Your ways are not my ways, and your thoughts are not my thoughts. But then turn around and tell you, in all your getting, get understanding. And if you don't know what understanding is, it is the Father himself. So if he's saying, get understanding, he wants you to get the only thing that represent understanding. He didn't say get knowledge. He didn't say get wisdom. He said all you're getting, get understanding. That's him. So in this understanding, don't you need to know his ways and his thoughts? That's the whole idea of knocking on the door. You ain't knocking on the door to want to know your thoughts. You want to know, knocking on the door waiting for an answer. When you're seeking him, what are you seeking him for? To find yourself? No, you're seeking him to find him, to seek him. And then he said, ask. What are you asking? For yourself? No, you're asking for him. And if he's going to be the one to respond, why is they telling you you're not supposed to question him, or you're not supposed to ask him, or in a sense, question the Most High Yah? People say that. It don't make sense. None of it makes sense. And just because our thoughts are not his thoughts and our ways are not his ways, he's really talking about the flesh level. Because he can't be talking about the spiritual. Because he's been with me too long to not know some of what his expectation for myself and the world itself. Or else I would know nothing to speak on or to talk about. So I believe that Yah is starting something that is detached to understanding the ways. And it got to be, because see, if he's taking the people out, they got to understand that that's him preparing to take them out. You get what I'm saying? You think that he walked up back in Egypt and said, Moses, go on in there, and he just dragged them out of there? No, he took steps. You think those people didn't know they was coming out? No, they knew they was coming out. They even had packed up their items, everything they own. You see? So that's what I'm thinking. It's almost like the light is so bright to where it's trying to get me to see him in a way of his movement for this end day. You know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful feeling, because I'm like saying, it seems like I'm going back to when I was a little girl, understanding him real well back then. And I'm like, I'm starting to really understand your ways, Father. Just sitting back, y'all, and just letting him be him. Exactly what I told my daughter. I said, the problem today is people ain't letting people be people. Not being people, being who they are. If you are a singer and you know how to sing, don't you want people to leave you alone so you can do what do what you know how to do that's best? Okay? Let's say, for instance, if you knew how to play a guitar, anything. But in this day and time, people don't want people to be what they are called to be or created to be. And this is why so much confusion, because everybody's saying, oh no, you can't be this, you can't be this. The children wants to tell the adults, the parents, how to do things, the way to do things, and that everything you doing is wrong. Where you come from? That now all of a sudden and we don't. You see? And this is what I told my kids. I said, sit y'all tails down. Let me be mama. And you be the children. Not like kids, don't get me wrong, adults still. But let me be who I am, a mother. And until you become a mother, don't try to tell me what to do. Don't come telling me how to be a mother. That's how it is today. And it's like, if you know how to sing and you can sing really good, just imagine somebody coming up telling you, no, you're not going to sing, because you're supposed to, if you're going to sing, you got to sing this way, this way, this way. And they don't know how to sing now. They ain't never sung a day in their life. Here you've been singing for 15 years. But somebody who ain't never knew how to sing is now trying to tell everybody else how to sing. That's what I see. And that's even in ministry. And I was listening to a couple situation messages regarding a watchman. I said, do you know how many people in trouble? Wait a minute. If the Most High called watchmen, and people are not the watchmen of the people in the body of homicide, do you know how much trouble these people are in? Claiming to be the watchman, but not overseer as to where you're watching over the flock. That's why the flock is all over the place and don't know how to come into the fold. There's supposed to be a watchman. And they out here so busy watching YouTube, trying to get subscribers and likes so they can get the check at the end of the month, that They ain't worried about being the watchman on the wall. Because everybody seems like they in another space that they ain't got no business being in. And this is what you see in this world today. People just all over the place stepping into situations and in places that they ain't got no business being in. And they have forsaken their place or what they should be. So I was telling my children, I've said it to them several times, but I was telling my daughter today that learn to be a daughter. You ain't a mother. You see, just be with you, and if you let me be who I am, and I let you be who you are, we gonna be good. But outside of that, don't try to tell a mother how to be a mother. You ain't never been there. But that's the mindset of people. That's the mindset of people. And I'm gonna tell you something else I learned. I learned within 2 days ago, since 2 days ago, that the Father is watching me like a hawk. He's watching and hearing my words. He's actually allowing me to know that your words matter to me. Mhm. He's showing me that your words matters to me. And he reacting to it. I really feel good about that. I really feel good about that. Because that's what I was saying about this message. I'm starting to understand the ways of the Most High Yah. There could be a time that we are in right today that is supposed to move us somewhere. I don't know what it is, but just him giving me that assurance and that comfort in a way that's showing me that I hear you. I know you saying some things and you asking some things like this here thing about you. I didn't give you the gift to know the minds and the hearts of man. That's only I, the creator. I'm telling y'all that I'm bringing that before the altar come Sabbath. I'm going to put it before him. He already answered it. You see how quick that was? That's what I'm talking about. And he did it so, how would I say it? Delicate. And so, it just let me know, showing me. And you even had to break down with Yeshua. It wasn't that Yeshua had the ability, it was what he had in him, which was Hamashiach, the Father himself, in the form of the Son, the only begotten, whom he created to be the Emmanuel coming down with Yeshua. So he was showing me it's still like he said. Even Yeshua don't have that ability to know the thoughts. It was Hamashiach in him that knew the thoughts. So he wanted to make sure I understand it's a different type. He said that there are many gifts, the same self gift. It's just people don't know how to use it. And that's what I was having a problem with. But he was sharing with me, you know how to use it. That's why you haven't abused it. And I thought about it. I said, you know what? All that time, say in my early teens, and I said, you mean to tell me? I sure haven't. I remember a time where I can hear my mother and them and my sister and them talking. And I would relay it to my husband what they were saying. And twice they were saying some things and the phone never was hung up twice. And I hand the phone to him, said, here, they still on here. Listen to this. And he said, but that's what you've been saying all the time. I said, I told you. I always heard them. And I didn't understand why it was important for me to hear them. It's just the Father said, I would not have you to be ignorant and not knowing. See, he got our back when we don't even understand what having our back really means. We think it's when everybody else have our back. Oh, they got our flesh, but y'all got our back for real. He got it. He got us. So I just wanted to share that first and foremost. But I want to go into this message. The issue was My daughter was telling me she finna try to do her podcast. I don't know. You do whatever you're gonna do. To me, I know y'all probably said, Deborah, you real hard. You do whatever you want to do. But I don't care what nobody do. If it ain't serving the most high y'all, you messed up from the floor. That's just it. That's just it. But what happened was her and I got on in a conversation. And in that conversation, she said to me, it was last night, she said, Mama, why every time I'm telling you something, you always have to add to it in this? And she said, why is it you have to add to it? It just can't be what I said, but you always have to add to it. Y'all, let me tell y'all 1 minute. Yeah, and I ain't gonna get up. It is so powerful how y'all is working with me. Y'all let me lie there. We was on the phone for about 40 minutes. Y'all let me lie there with that. He said, Deborah, you got the answer. He said, first and foremost, he said, do you know something about testimonies? I said, you know I know, Father. You know I know that. He said, you know, you try to break it down to her, but all she wondered is, why is there always an answer? You know, and it's just not what she said. It's always an answer. The Father said, let me tell you, Deborah, you know how many times you talk that testimony? Oh, I used to wear that thing out, y'all, when I was coming up telling people about your testimony, through your testimony. The Father said that that's the issue with children today. They didn't understand that mother and father was given to them to go through the things, to be a testimony for them so they don't have to go through it. But most of them don't listen to the mother and father, and then they have to suffer through. But they too, what they suffer through, their children, it's a testimony to their children. They don't want to hear the testimony today. And that was my message. Y'all said, pull that bad boy out. I said, that's it. That's it, Father. Thank you so much. And that answered the question. The reason why Sister Deborah has something to say, and my daughter say, you'll tell me what happened in your life, or you'll give me an example of what you went through, or whether it's good or bad, but it's just that you never let it just stay where it's at. It's because the Father says that through your testimony, can you tell somebody something? And I told her today when she came over, I said, tell me, can you really tell somebody something if you ain't been through it? Mm-hmm. And if somebody coming to you regarding something that you done gone through, China, don't you want to tell them your testimony? I said, the Bible says, which is your study guide, that through your testimony, if only y'all knew, if only you all knew, it is your testimony that people are denying. It is your testimony that people don't want to hear. It is your testimony that's causing people to lose out because they don't want the testimonies no more. Do you remember back in the church, it was such a good thing when they had testimony service? Do y'all remember that? They used to have testimony service where you give up, you stand up and give your testimony. Just like a many of other things they had within the place of worship. Everybody has done away with everything. You don't get up and stand up in no place of worship, no temple, no synagogue, no nothing, and give your testimony no more. But see, when you don't have a testimony, you can't represent Yah. You can't. Because he said, through your testimonies, can you tell somebody something? But if y'all ain't gave you no testimony, you ain't been through nothing, you can't tell nobody nothing. You remember how he tell the disciples to gear up their learn? All that has to do with your testimony wrapped around your waist. And when I used to teach, I used to tell people, y'all don't see it, do you? It's all around my waist. I got a lot of them. Those are my testimony. So when my daughter asked me, why do I told her today when she came over, last night I was telling her I'm going to have something to say to her. regarding, what she had asked me. But the Spirit of the Most High broke it down so nice. And so, I mean, he just said, Deborah, but you know that. I said, yeah, but Father, the way you put it, you just made it look like I didn't know nothing, but now I do. Because I was like, he said, it's your testimonies. And that's what people don't want to hear, y'all. No one wants to hear the testimony, and nobody wants to tell it. In all my living, I have won the ears of individuals through my testimony. And the Father says, without a testimony, you can't tell nobody nothing. A parent's life and what they go through is their testimony even to their very children. And if the children hear what the parents are saying, they might not go through it. Because mom and dad, that's their testimony. What all they took to raise us and get us to where we at. My mother and daddy, testimony and what they went through. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, the Father says, it's still a testimony. Today, nobody is hearing people's testimony. Nobody want to have no part in it. It don't even, it's no sparkle. It's no fire. It's no light in it, because people have gotten away from testimony, hearing the testimonies of others. They don't want to even apply the testimonies in their presence. And that's a sad thing. Do y'all know where the testimonies come from? Anybody? Where do the testimonies come from? Anybody know? Anybody happen to know where the testimonies come from? Praise the Most High Yah. And that's why it's so important to have the testimony. Do anybody know? Where did the testimony come from? That's deep in such a midnight hour. Anyone know where the testimonies come from? Trials and tribulations. Yes, but where do they come from? Where do the trials and tribulation come from? Yes, testimony mostly fall under trials and tribulation. They fall under some good stuff too, but trials and tribulation, the Most High. Yes, it comes from the Most High. What end? Would you know what end? They come from Yah in your experience in living and how Yah deliver you, okay? You know, it says several times in the book, the study guide, that Yah ordered your steps in him. So we know that the testimonies come from him and in him, but it is the steps that Yah has ordered in our lives, in our living. You see what I'm saying? It's the steps that he has ordered. That's the testimony. And I have taught it years ago. It's like you're going up the steps. Many people can't even see their living or the Holy Spirit in them, where they're going up the steps. They're on the ground level, and then they go to the second level. And it seems like they're having a hard time on the first level. Then they go to the second level, and it seems like they have a hard time going to the third level. Seem like they go down a level, go back down to level 1. Important for you to continue to go up that righteous step that has been ordered, you have to go down. What's important about going down is just important about going up. Because going down is your testimony. And in that testimony where you go down the step, your testimony is so high level to tell someone how you went down the steps, but you end up back up the steps. That's your testimony. Those are steps that Yah has ordered in our living. They were given unto us before the foundation of the world. Did he know that the steps that he had ordered would be a step to where we go up, 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 skip a steps, go down, go back up, go down, down, go back up? Yes, he knew it. Because if you keep going up, your testimony ain't worth a dime to tell anybody until you have went down the steps. The very same steps you went up, the testimony is when you have to stay on that step or have to step down. That's your step. You stepping down so you can have your testimonies wrapped around you before you go to the next step. A lot of people, we don't want to really represent the Creator. Oh, we said we do. But to really represent the Most High Yah, we want to make sure we representing him the right way. Not so much as in the flesh, because the order of the steps is spiritual. Even the testimony itself rolls over from the spirit in which it was given to the flesh. So that what? That we can tell somebody something. Can you tell them anything if you just went on up the steps and there you is on high? Like most pastors, bishop, priests. Look at the Pope. He's so high, they kissing his feet. They bowing down to him and worshiping him like he Yah himself. Mm-hmm. But what if you had to be on ground level and you had to go up a step and it was, you went up it. Then you have to go up another step. You went up it. When you get to that third step, you struggle. And you can't understand why is it so hard to just move to the next step? That's your testimony. All of a sudden you fall back down to the second step. Why? Because in order for you to go to the third step, you have to master the second one and master the third one. And what is going on and have been for a long time, people don't want to master that third step. They just want to go to the fourth step. Okay? That's how they want to see it. They just want to move to the next step, the next step, next step, even in their understanding. Do y'all know that? That's not the steps that Yah has ordered. Want me to tell you why? Who can tell me? Let me go do something right quick. Who can answer the question, why isn't it that we just can't go from ground, the first step, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, with no testimony or with no struggle? Just constantly going to the next step. Just like you called down here to be perfect. And you just going from ground, first step, second step, third step, fourth step. What's messed up about that? 1 minute. We got something wrong with that. Oh, my eyes is just, my tree is falling. My eyes is just burning. And my little tree just falling off. Okay. Okay, why is it that, you know what, y'all? That's real sad. That's real sad. I think about what I'm saying and I realize that this is what people have missed. When they had the churches and they was teaching and preaching, this is what people miss. Stuff like this. Why is it the Most High said he's ordered our steps in him? Okay. Do you see how Yeshua come to the earth? Did he come and just walked up the steps and gone? No, he went through some stuff. And if you say that he didn't, well, okay, that's good for you. You see, there would be no spiritual growth. Okay. Someone said there would be no spiritual growth. Your flesh not going to allow it due to sinful nature, which we all have. Okay. Okay. Push how, plus how would Yah get the glory? Okay. In the whole idea of the steps that's ordered, okay, I want you all to just come go with me a place. Okay. If you think about, the Father has ordered the step. That's why he said the steps of a good man has been ordered. That's the steps of those that are spiritual seeds have been ordered. Their steps has been ordered by the Most High God. Okay. Now this says the Father has to break down the flesh and build up the spirit to make disciples of him for his glory. Sounds good. Sounds good. Heaven had ordered our steps, right? And in our steps, you notice for the righteous as well as the unrighteous, we all have steps that has been ordered. Okay. What's so special about those that he has ordered steps in him? The steps of a good man has been ordered by Yah. What makes this step so good is so many things that was in the beginning that told us how the earth was laid out, and we just didn't take heed to it. And even as I have spoke it years ago, I still feel the impact of how it would have made a difference had it seemed like it had been it taught in that order. So say for instance there's a step and he has ordered Sister Deborah's steps to up to 8, or we can say to how many, we don't know how many, but he's ordered my steps. But one thing we have to understand is when he created our steps, he did it from heaven level, knowing all the time that our steps were going to be interfered with by the serpent. Haven't you heard in Genesis 3:15 and how the serpent's going to be at your heel? And you're going to have to use your heel to what? Crush his head. The only reason why Satan going after your heel, because those are your steps. You see? Those are your steps in Yah that he has ordered. And Satan, as long as he can discern that you are the child of the Most High Yah, he's going to be forever after your steps. How do he get them? By bruising your heel and you bruising his head. Because how are you doing something to his head? Because that step that Yah has ordered is always greater than the mind of Satan. And your heel crushed his head every time. Why? How? And how could that be? Because Yah ordered your steps. And if Yah ordered your steps, not even Satan coming after your heel is going to stop it. So that's why he's coming after your heel and you're going after his head. When you're going after his head, you stopping his plans because you hitting him straight in the head. He's coming after your steps, and your steps represents your heel. See how you can walk without your heels and see how far you get. Hurt you so bad, you won't get far with it. You need your heel. That's why it's set up there as far as Satan coming after your heel, because the heel represents your steps in Yah. You get what I'm saying? That's why he's coming after your heel. But guess why? Your steps has been ordered, and your heel crushes his what? Head. Why? Bruise his head. Why? You end his plans. Why? Because the plans that y'all have for your steps is greater than the plans that he has in his head. Ooh, no, you didn't go there, Deborah. That's horrible. It's the truth, though, y'all. It's the truth. You see what I'm saying? Oh, man. And after a while, his head is so messed up. He'll leave your steps alone. He might take time to heal, be coming back after your steps. But can he get victory? No. And that's, if we understand that in our spirit, we'll think different than how we commune with the Most High Yah, and even how we know him. You mean you didn't order? That's why you ordered our steps. Yep. I ordered your steps. Now watch this. Watch this here. When he ordered your steps, guess what else happened? Wait a minute, let me get it right. When he ordered your steps, guess what else happened? Anybody know? Watch this here. You notice your heel is bruised? You see the step that was ordered? You bruising his heel, you bruising his head, and your heel is bruised. The bruise represent your testimony. You get what I'm saying? Your heel being bruised is your testimony. That's why it is said, through your testimony, can you tell somebody something? Satan tried to do, you don't even have, you can say Satan because that's really what it is. His head think he's so smart. He coming after the steps that y'all ordered in you. You crush his head, but your heel is what? Bruised. That's your testimony. You see what I'm saying? You going up the steps, and all of a sudden you stuck on step 2. You stuck on steps 2. And guess what? You can't go to 3 until you have mastered step 2. Then you move to step 3. Somewhere along the line, you're just having a hard time throughout living going to step 4. That's because Satan is always at your heel. He caused you to slow your walk in Yah because your heel is bruised. And that's what he out after. Just as he did with Yeshua come Gethsemane when he was going out and he wanted to try to get him crucified. He had no idea that Yeshua time was up. It wasn't that he really got them to crucify Yeshua. It was just Yeshua knew what time it was for him to be crucified. But throughout that whole time, them beating him and how they locked him up and they spit on him, this is all things that evil, Satan, and his crew was always after Yeshua. Always after him. Because that's what he does. He comes after the steps that Yah has ordered. But even through you having a bruised heel, that's your testimony. Keep going up the steps. Go on up. You see, it'll slow you down. You might have to stay a little longer on. Let's give an example. Let's give an example. Just use Sister Deborah. I'm going up the steps, right? I get to step one. I get to step two. I get to step three. Come four. I just can't seem to get to step four. What's going on? Oh, I decided that my friend took me to a party and I started drinking. Now I can't control my drinking. I'm stuck on one. Because your testimony has to be the type of testimony that can change someone else's living. It has to have something in it to show that how Satan tried to stop you in your walk with Yah. And you hung in there and Yah brought you out. See, Yah still gets the glory, but he wants you to know through your testimony, can you tell somebody something? So you ain't went through nothing. You can't tell nobody nothing. You can't even tell nobody the devil did anything. If you don't know how to take those testimonies and use them to the glory of the Most High Yah, the one that had ordered your steps. No one's steps, you notice, it's never ground 1, 2, 3, 4 without any bruised heels. Sometimes you got to go back down. And hey, I was up to 6. I'm way back down to 2. But guess what? About the time you get to 6 again, you're going to have about 6 testimonies to tell somebody how to hold on, how to change their way of thinking and feeling, how to get in tune with the Most High. You're going to have some sort of testimony to tell somebody. 99.9 today on these devil platforms ain't got no testimony to tell nobody nothing. So when I be talking to you all hear. When I be telling you, when I was young, I did this, and he told me this, I did this, and he did this. Those are testimonies. It ain't Deborah having the answer to everything. It's just that her steps that Yah has ordered required her to have to go through something. And through my testimony, and only through my testimony, can I tell somebody something. You ain't gone through nothing. You can't tell nobody nothing. Let's go to 1 Peter. In the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3, verse 15. But sanctify the Most High in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of hope that is in you with meekness and fear. That's y'all. If you could just take that and really grip what that's saying. Verse 16, having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you as of evildoers, they may be shamed that falsely accuse your good conversation and Hamashiach. Notice in 15 it says, but sanctify the Most High Yah in your heart. Set him aside in your heart. Be ready. Always. Be ready always. A lot of people can't do that. They don't see him like that. They haven't sanctified him in their hearts. That they may be ready. Listen to what it says. always, y'all, to give an answer to every man. You see, and I had to really minister it to my daughter when she came over today. Y'all don't want us to use our own testimonies in which he has ordered our steps in that speak louder than words, because we have gone through something to be able to tell somebody something that would what? Change their living. But can that happen today? This is the issue that the prophetess is talking about. No one has a testimony to tell anybody. Everybody want to hear what somebody said, but ain't nobody talking about what they gone through and where y'all brought them out and how he ordered them their steps in him. And throughout those steps, I've been up and I've been down. I've been all around, but let me tell you, without him, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. No one wants to talk about the testimony, because why? It gives Yah truly glory. It gives him honor. It gives him the praise. So no one wants to do that. And Satan ain't gonna let you, because he knows that you ain't used to giving him the praise. You ain't used to giving him the glory. You ain't used to magnifying him through your testimony. Can you tell somebody something? So if my daughter say, Mama, why is it that when I be telling you things, I be wanting you to feel me? But she say, you always come back with something. Listen to what this says here. Listen to what this says. And be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of the hope that is in you, with meekness and fear. Just imagine the young people today. What I'm speaking to you, this is what the young people are missing. Are they missing it because someone didn't give it to them? No, they missing it because they don't want it. And guess what happened? Want me to tell y'all what happened? This happened not too long ago, where the parents and the grandparents and the uncles and aunts and cousins and males and females gave up testimony. They wanted you to know about them. They wanted you to think that, okay, I'm here. I got this, I got this, I got this. That's their testimony. Their testimony is, God gave me this, and he 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 gave me, baby, he gave you all that for your flesh. Where do he get the glory for anything? See, you ain't got no testimony. But see, people misunderstanding. They misunderstand materialistic things as a testimony. When I used to be in the church, I couldn't understand what people, I got me a 2026. I got to bring it up to date, because this is how they used to talk. I bought me a 2025 Cadillac, and God bless me. And I want to just testify that he gave me a 2026 Cadillac. That's the mindset that washed away true testimony in the place of worship. That's why there's no true testimony in the place of worship, because they took it out because they feel that the only purpose to have something like that in there is so people can praise materialistic things, so we can do away with it. What happened? The testimony, it does tell people how excellent and wonderful and great and perfect, and how a protector the Father is, and how an all-knowing, and how a healer is, how a deliverer is. You don't hear none of that, not even on YouTube. People will make all kind of videos for 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 25, 30, and nothing in their videos glorify Yah in the realm of who he is, spirit and truth. None of it. None of it give him glory, no honor at all. So this is why testimony is missing. But I like here in Peter, First Peter in chapter 3 and verse 15, it says, but sanctify the Most High Yah in your heart and be ready. Why? Because he's sanctified in your heart. Be ready. Why? Because he's sanctified in your heart. You didn't set him aside in your heart. And you're ready always to give what? An answer to every man that asketh you a reason of hope. Woo! Look at that hope standing there. That is in you with meekness and fear. Look how hope standing there near fear. Fear standing there near hope. And then meek is also in there. You see that, y'all? You see that? But you don't see, you're not going to get people to even see, even take that at face value. This is the question she asked. This is what I was saying that my daughter had said. So I want to take you somewhere else. Let's go to Titus, the book of Titus, I think. The book of Titus, chapter 3. I don't know where that little book is at. Let me get it out of here. Here it is. Titus, chapter 3 and verse 3. Let's start there. The book of Titus, chapter 3 and verse 3. For we ourselves also were sometime foolish, disobedient, deceived, served divers lust and pleasure, living in malice, envy, hateful, and hating one another. But after that, the kindness of Yah, our Savior, toward man appear. Not by works of righteousness, which we have done, but according to his mercy, he hath saved us by the washing of generation and the renewing of the Ruach HaKodesh, which he shed on us abundantly through Yeshua HaMashiach, our Savior, that being justified by his grace, we shall be made heir according to the hope of eternal. Okay, so I'm trying to see, how did I add that? That's 6, 7. I don't know why I highlighted that, but I guess because we have ourselves also were sometime foolish. So here I just look at the word foolish, disobedient, deceived, serve divers lusts and pleasure, and living in malice and envy and hate. So you see the steps that you're walking up. This is why you can't go to number 4. You see, because you got issues on number 3. Did Yah order those steps? Yes, he did. But why can't you move to the next step? Because these are the sort of issues that you have on step 3. You got to master step 3 so you can go to step 4. But what is hindering you on 3? Satan at your heel. So you can't go to step 4. How is Satan on your heel? He got you doing foolishness, disobedient, deceived, serving divers lusts and pleasures, living in malice and envy and hateful, and hating one another. This is why you can't move to step 4, because Yah is not allowing us to just go from 1 step, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. You come on back down till you master 3. And when you master 3, look around your waist. What's around your waist? A testimony. You can tell somebody something. Now take your butt to step 4. You see, people thinking that, hey, I can escape. Just go from for step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we all have testimonies. We all got something we can tell somebody. But do people share that? Do people talk about it? Do people minister it? Do people put it out there? Do y'all know how it will make a difference in people's living? But I don't know so much about today because testimonies been out the window long time ago. Have it been out of our living? Nope. We have them 24/24. We all got issues that we can talk about and actually things that we are going through that we actually can say something about. But do people do that? Nope. They ain't going to. But see, they think it's theirs. They think it belongs to them. They don't understand that testimony is a part of your steps that he has ordered. That's why I say it's really sad how everything that he put and poured out to what they call the church, which is within you, but still everything he poured out, they have done away with it and said, it ain't necessary. It don't mean nothing. We don't need it. We don't understand it. We don't care about it. So Sister Deborah is saying to you all, that's what's missing. It's definitely missing, especially amongst the children today. Let's go to Psalms 71 and verse 15. When you look into Psalm 71 and verse 15, let's see what it says. 71 and verse 15. In the book of Psalms 71, and this is David, verse 15, my mouth shall show forth thy righteousness and thy salvation all the day, for I know not the numbers thereof. Verse 16, I will go in the strength of Yah. I will make mention of thy righteous, even of thy own. O Yah, thou hast taught me from youth. You see that? From youth, hither and hither have I declared thy wondrous works. Now also, when I am old and gray-headed, O Yah, forsake not me till I have shown thy strength unto this generation. Unto where? This generation. Shown thy strength, Father, unto this generation. And thy power to everyone that is to come. See, he wants to leave something behind. What is David leaving behind? Anybody know? What is it that David is leaving behind? His testimonies. And his testimony is so geared to a lot of long suffering and endurance, but it's connected to, what did he say? Yah, who has taught him from youth and declared thy wonderful works. And what else? I will make mention. See, he's mention of thy righteousness, even thy own. All that time that David was fighting, all his living, he has much testimonies for all of us. I've sat down and I've read them and I've read them and I've read them. I said, man, you just come here to fight, didn't you? That's what he did. And call on Yah. He taught us how to call on Yah and trust Yah with the steps that he has ordered for our life, our living, just as he done him. Because all he did was fight and kill. Just imagine if you come here and fight and kill everybody. Come on now. How would that be a good life for you or a good living? But those were the what? The steps that Yah has ordered. And throughout Psalms, David forever crying You talking about a crying man. Even Solomon's a lot of it in Proverbs, but David was a crying man. He made sure he left this whole generation, even to today, him crying out to Yah. You think these people today can feel David's testimony? No, no, no. Going back to what I was telling you. People don't have no respect for nothing that has to do anything with giving Yah the end game glory at all. They don't deal with it. They ain't going to. The forefathers stopped sharing the testimonies about Yah power and his mighty hand. They had to have his stretched out arm in delivering them out of Egypt. They had to have stopped. And it went a long ways, because you know what? I know y'all probably said, Deborah, you a cuckoo clock. I always asked the Father, when they was on them ships, if they was in all such a bad situation, why they didn't call on you? It wasn't that he was going to deliver them out the curse, but they could have still sung hymns and had him so rooted in them when they got to where they were going. He was their strength to keep them going. You see what I'm saying? In a way where if you took away everything from me, you ain't take away Yah in me. That's what I don't understand. It's nobody on this earth can make that make sense to me. How is it that we still today talking about what everybody done to us? Have we ever really, no, I ain't gonna say we ever, because they haven't. Yah has done so many great things for us, to the point where even where we at now was a great thing. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. I say it again. Even where we at is a great thing, because he should have put our tails 6 foot under. Now, how you like me now? He should have put our tails 6 foot under. So yes, he did a good thing. You better be grateful he did take your tail somewhere and let you get a taste of your own honey. Get a taste of really how ugly you are. And you still ain't got a taste of it. All these testimonies we have experienced here in our land of our captives, we should have healed one another while we were here. See, I'm going to tell it like I'm going to shoot it out. We should have healed each other while we were here. Look at David sitting around here talking about what all he's telling the people for generations and generation. He has blessed me even with things that he have told me that he gone through. It make me feel better to know that, okay, those are my brothers. He went through what I'm talking about today. But to people, your minds, y'all, it's gone. You can't even detach Yah to you, yourself. It's no detachment. And the only way you can be detached to Yah is still through your testimonies, things you done gone through that teaches you, that teaches you how great he is, how excellent the Father is, how good he is. Is that why we are up sometime and down sometime? You know what? I think we all kind of ways, to be honest. Most of anything, I think we gone. And I mean a cuckoo clock on a cuckoo clock. Gone. And I mean that. So here David is telling you how he's going to, his mouth. Look at verse 15, Psalm 71 and verse 15. My mouth shall show forth thy righteous and thy salvation all the day. For I know not the number of thereof. I mean, he don't know how long he's going to be living. But his mouth is going to speak of and give Yah the praise. I know that's right, David. I know that's right. You see? But you think people do that today? No. All these things he done went through, David and went through, it's nothing else David can actually say but give Yah the glory and the praise. Because through all of his testimonies, every fight that David had, David saw men dead, fighting and killing people himself. But guess what? Yah won the battle for him every time. The hurt of death, just fighting all his life, y'all didn't think that was something wrong? Just think if you had to fight all your living on this earth. Just think that's all you did. You see? And in it all, he always kept praising the Most High Yah. And that's what he said. My mouth shall show forth thy righteousness. That's how the testimonies are so gone, because that's how we show. David's telling you through his testimonies, all his battles, Deborah. Tell them for me. Tell them for me, Deborah. All of his battles. Those that he lost and those that he won. Praise the mighty Yah. David just wants you to know through it all, through all of those testimonies, he's going to use his mouth still yet to praise and glorify the righteousness of the Father. How many of you all can say that? Yeah, right. How many of you all can say that? Yeah, right. When I get to Psalms 19, in Psalms 19, verse 111, Psalms 19, verse 111, Psalms 19, verse 111, and it reads, thy testimonies have I taken as an heritage forever. For they are the rejoicing of my heart. Look at that. You see what David's saying, y'all? David's saying this to the Most High. He said, thy testimonies have I taken as an inheritance forever. For they are the rejoicing of my heart. That's beautiful. See, I know it. See, this is where I think that this kind of very powerful, dangerous, is because David is telling y'all right now pretty much what I've been saying about this testimony. He's letting you know he apply his forever. That means he wouldn't let him now one go. He said he applied it to his heart. The testimonies. And like he said, thy testimonies have I taken. He letting the Yah know. Thy, Father, thy testimonies. See, you thinking it's all about you and what you go through and how I suffer this or how I have to do this and how I went through this and how, baby, you better check and realize where those testimonies come from. And that's what David said. Thy testimony have I taken as an inheritance. I don't blame you. And that's deep. That's deep. But this is what people are missing today. This is another reason why people cannot glorify him. They cannot edify him. They cannot praise nor exalt nor magnify him. Oh, they'll say they do, but this is why they can't. Because they don't understand things like unto testimonies. Let's go to 46. We're still in Psalms 119. Let's step into verse 46. What is it saying in verse 46? I cry unto thee, save me, and I shall keep thy testimonies. You see, he's still calling them thy testimonies. See, y'all thought that I was just saying something about a half an hour ago. That's why I said you can talk all night long, but until people understand it from the inner man, they lost on the outer man. These testimonies, they belong to Yah. It is inside of the steps that he has ordered. He didn't order your steps one step, second step, third step, fourth step, story, without having testimony pretty much coming out of each step or each other step. Why? He needed you to be able to tell somebody something about what you endure and how he brought you out, how he was there all the time. You see, this is why they didn't have it in the church no more, because no one ever really desired to just give it to the one that has given it unto me. Now listen to what David is saying here in Psalms 119. Same thing he was saying in Psalms 119, 111. He said in Psalms 119, and it says verse 146 in Psalms 119. I cry unto thee. He's crying to the Father. Save me. Praise the Most High Yah. And I shall keep thy testimony. I should keep it. What would be the testimony in what David is saying? Anybody in the live chat? What would be the testimony in which David is saying he would keep? I'm just finna see where everybody at. And that's just as simple and plain. I just want to see what everybody at. Because these are the type of messages you're going to throw people off because they're not ready for it. But the Father expects us in such a critical time as this to be ready. Because these are the sort of things we need to have within us. Because this is what we're going to have to survive on. You see? So here, David is saying in 146, chapter 119 of Psalms 146, I cried unto thee, save me, and I shall keep thy testimony. David is saying, I shall keep thy testimony. What will be that testimony that he shall keep? What should be that testimony that he shall keep? The testimony is Yah saving him. He's asking Yah to save him, meaning his living, because of something that's happening. And he's saying, save me. Most High, deliver him. Yeah, no, you see right here in 146, it is save me. And he said, if you save me, and I shall keep thy testimony. The testimony that he shall keep is that Yah saved me. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Save me. That Yah saved me. That's a testimony inside of a testimony. That's a testimony inside of a testimony, y'all. That's a beautiful one. And this is the sort of thing that I say. And I pray that it never get to this point. And I told my children, y'all get in situation, any situation y'all in, you know you ain't no way out. Or any situation you get in and you think you got a way out. You ain't gonna have no way out. You make sure you say, I call on the Yah of my mother. I call on the Yah of my mother. It reminds me of Abraham. Yah would have did anything for Abraham, Yah. Lot's heart was never right. But because Abraham loved his family, Lot, that Yah would allow him to do anything to set Lot free. Many of you all out there have no idea. When he says, seek ye the kingdom first, you are too sick in the spirit and in the flesh to understand the power that rests in that. It allowed him to protect those that you love. You see how sick y'all are? You don't have the mind, the heart, the spirit to understand why is what's important to seek ye the kingdom first. Put him first in any and everything. Because when something pull up, I'm going to be the first on the scene. Praise somebody, y'all. Yah shall be the first to step on the scene. Nobody can grip that spiritually nor natural. It just allowed me to see the level of darkness. People wouldn't be able to take that and really grip it. They wouldn't even, people today don't even understand why it's important to seek ye the Father first. They put family members, friends, everything before him. Not even understanding the power and how important it is to have him first and to put him up on the highest of the high. Because when anything go down, would anybody go down, he'd be the first one on the scene. Not you, but he would. What do you mean? He'll be on the scene for you. For your name's sake, will he come down? People don't grip it. People don't have no respect for him. That's why they don't grip it. Yep, saved him. I actually tell strangers mine sometime. Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Y'all saved me so many times from troublesome times. He's so powerful. I can say I have seen his face. I know that's right. Oh yes, if he so saved you from that many times, you better tell somebody that he I know that's right. That's right. Because when he do that like that, you seen him face to face. And you know why people don't understand face to face? Because they didn't know his power rumbles like that. See, they just thinking, oh, he did. They have forsaken that power that bagged him up and land him down. Oh, they don't get that. That go over their head. They don't understand that. That's too much. That's too much, Deborah. But I like how David is telling him, that testimony you saved me, I should keep that forever. David know why? So David wants you all to know that he can be able to tell you something, and he's been gone centuries of time. I mean, way back. He's still telling you something. His testimony is still before you. And you don't have none for yourself. You don't have no testimony today for yourself. Because y'all ain't done nothing for you. So you think. Because you don't even understand what a testimony is. You don't understand what a testimony was. And you definitely don't understand what a testimony is going to be in the days to come. So I'm sitting here and let me see if this is correct here. 119 and no, I'm not going to go there because I don't know where that's at. 119. Let me see if I can. So I like that, David. I do. I really like how he put that in there. I like that feel to that, I really do. I love that. Matter of fact, how he put that feel to that. Okay, now, Psalms 119. We're still on 119. Now, I noticed that David in 119, Psalms 119, he poured out many of testimonies. You see, so what would make y'all think that all the servants of the Most High Yah has all these testimonies to speak on their steps that Yah has ordered, but you can walk around here don't have none. Can somebody make it make sense? Make that make sense. And then you wonder why I say to you all that it is off the chain how no one desire to fit in to that which is spirit and truth, and that which is the light, and that which is righteous, that carries all the brand. It's like, so what? I'm in there anyway. I'm in there anyway. And all these people lost their living, left out of here, tormented, murdered, tortured, prison, beaten. So you all can walk today as if you walking on cake icing. I don't get that. And I know the Father don't want me to get it, because he said, according for me to get it and understand it, I would have to go right into the world and live its ways to get it, to understand it. So I don't want to go that route, and I ain't going, because Sister Deb don't go backwards. She go forward. Okay. So listen to this. David was saying in Psalms 119 and verse 24, thy testimony also are my delight and my counsel. Bam, y'all. Do y'all see that? Do you hear that? David is here cutting up in Psalms 119 about this testimony. But even though I'm sharing this with you all, it's something about what David is saying that is a power punch mystery. And I would like to know, do anybody see it? I would love to know if I'm not just the only cuckoo clock that sees it. David says, thy testimony also are my delight and my counsels. Console. Sir is counselors. What is he talking about? David, in Psalms 119, over and over and over and over, talking about these testimony. Thy testimony also are my delight and my counselors. Can anybody tell me if you can see the power punch in it? Can y'all see? Yeah. I'm wondering. David is saying, thy testimonies also are my delight, my delight, my delight, and my counselors. Y'all cannot see that power punch in that? Psalms 119, Psalms 119 and verse 111, Psalms 119, verse 46, Psalms 119 and verse 24 has a power punch in it. A spiritual power punch, y'all. His joy and a reminder of he who keeps him. Okay. All right. Yep. I mean, he's saying those things, but it's a power punch in there, y'all. Yah's testimony makes him rejoice and teaches him. Okay. Let me share it with y'all. The only reason why I'm sharing it with y'all is I have to go back to something that I said earlier, and I kind of nipped it, but I don't think y'all caught it. All of these verses that David is saying in Psalms, guess what David is saying? The testimonies isn't for you. The testimony belongs to Yah. This is why Sister Deborah feels sad no one has that testimony today. No one speaking about the testimony. No one can tell the testimonies that they got around they learn. What did I tell you? Who ordered your steps? And in them steps, when you can't make it, you go up to step 1, 2, and 3. Now you can't go off for 3. Seems like it's taking you 5 years to get to 4. It's what's going on in between 3 and 4 is your testimonies. But David has told you all. David said something to y'all so powerful in just those 3 verses. He said, tell them, Deborah, that the testimonies belongs to Yah. This is why people don't talk about them. This is why they took it out of the churches. This is why people don't call up their friend and give them the testimony. Because everybody wants to make anything and everything about them. When, honestly, what that leads me to understand that, hey, wait a minute, hold up, Father. You need to destroy this whole world, including me. Because if nothing means nothing about you, this world is really, really gone. Because I'm like saying, wait a minute, David, all this time, you knew that the steps that Yah had ordered of a good man. And with them steps, you knew that the testimonies were ordered by Yah as well. They're not your testimonies, they're Yah testimony. That's why he got to get the glory. Y'all don't get it. Y'all really don't get it. And I'm sitting here watching David keep saying, thy testimony, thy testimony, thy testimony, and it never done. That people, how can we continue to live here on this earth with so much grace and mercy, so much poured out to us, so much give and gave and care and compassion? How can we just sit around and just live and not know nothing about this creator? When you look at y'all don't get it. When you look at David, you got to go all the way back. And when you go all the way back, you got to be able to see that David is trying to tell y'all. He's saying, thy testimony, thy testimony, thy testimony. As if testimony is connected to your steps, and steps is connected to your testimony. So Satan bruising your heel is the detachment to your testimony. And if the testimony never was our testimony, but was Yah, he need to end this world right here and now. Y'all lucky he don't listen to me. Because that don't make, he should end it and end me too. That don't make no sense. Here we we don't know nothing about the steps that he ordered. We don't know nothing about the testimony that he ordered. We don't know nothing. It's like no one can really see. And it's not something. Okay, Father, I surrender again. As always, I surrender. I know it's over. It is over, y'all. It's over. David said 3 times in a row, thy, letting us know it ain't our testimony. It's thy testimony. Then he always trying to show us how the testimony and what it consists of also are my delight. David tells you how he loved the testimonies that Yah applied to his life. And we walking around here think we got it 100 together, y'all. We gone. I ain't gonna lie about it. This is just gone. I'm just gonna finish this up. Luke chapter 8. We gone. Cause I'm like saying, but Father, okay. You know what? This is beyond the narrow gate to me, because it's like, how could everybody think they're going to reign in heaven and knows nothing on the earth, but everything is entitled to them in the kingdom? Oh, everything belongs to them. I'm going to step into Luke, in the book of Luke. Y'all might not know this. That shot into my head with a headache. Luke chapter 1, chapter 8. In the book of Luke, in the book of Luke, chapter 8. That's deep to me, y'all. I'm gonna have to stick. I'm gonna stick with Psalms 119. I want David to really help me to understand how could the testimonies be that clear, being partaker of Yah, and we don't even know it. It's over. It's over. Luke chapter 8, verse 39. It's just over. Just call it a quit. 39. Return to thy, wait a minute, is that right? Yeah. Return to thy own house and show how great things Yah has done unto thee. And he went his way and published throughout the whole city how great a thing Yeshua had done unto him. Now you see that? Right there, they switched up the things Yah has done, and they switched it up to Yeshua, which is okay. They do errors all throughout this whole book is an error. But here I see, and this is what I think I was on there talking about the other day, about how he said they read it, but they don't even believe what they read. I get it. Because if Paul truly said something of that source, and testimony really belonged to the Father, which it should belong to him, because that's who's supposed to get the praise. So how can you get the praise, Father? How can you be exalted? How could you be magnified? How could you be glorified? You ain't got no testimony down here. So how you expect to be all that, Father, Yah? Your testimonies ain't even on earth today. So how is it that you expect to be glorified? I don't. That makes a lot of sense. If you look at Luke chapter 8 and verse 39, listen to this. Yeshua did something, rebuked demons from someone, and he told him to depart. Okay, and he sent him away after he rebuked all the demons out of this man. Watch this here. Return to thy own house and show how great things Yah has done unto thee. And he went his way and published throughout the whole city how great things Yah had done unto him. So what did that individual have? Anybody know? What did that individual have? Yep. Been going on a long time. It's just strange to me. I don't know. I told y'all many times, I feel like I've been in a cage, and I still feel like that. As time go on, I keep trying to figure out, am I really in this cage, Father? Because I know I ain't in there alone. I know he got this right here. Oh yeah, I know it without a doubt. But it's just like you're just in the cage, and you don't want to be in this cage alone. This is not what you want, but you're there, and you're trying to figure it out. But someone says Yah's testimony. Yes, Yah's testimony. It ain't even a testimony, is Yah's power. Yes, exactly. So listen to how look how I'm gonna show you something. Look how they did it. Oh yeah, they did it right. I think they might have did it if they're gonna say it. Watch this here. Okay, Yeshua. Watch this here. I'm gonna see if y'all see that. I know y'all. I know y'all don't see it. I know you don't see it. I know you don't see it, and it's okay. I'm there already, y'all. I'm there. Yeshua had delivered someone that was full of devils. He delivered him from all those demons. And he sent him away. But before he sent him away, he said something to him. Return to thy own house and show how great things Yah done unto thee. And he went away and published throughout the whole city how great things Yeshua has done unto him. Can y'all see what happened right there? Can you kind of see something that just happened? Can you kind of see what just happened? Testify of Yah, for he did it all. Right, exactly. You see that? Yeshua told him the great things Yah had done. You see that? You got it? You see that? And he went testifying to the city the great things the son Yeshua had done. You see that? He's testifying because he don't have the Holy Spirit. He had demons. And the one that stood before him to, how would I say it, rebuke the demons out of him was Yeshua. Yeshua made sure he let him know. You tell him what Yah has done. You see that? They switch it to Yeshua. No, it might appear that it switched it. Yeshua said it right. But the man didn't know Yah. He knew Yeshua. You get what I'm saying? So the man was saying Yeshua. But Yeshua told him Yah. Why was it important for Yeshua? Deborah, stop now. You need to get off of here tonight. I know it, Father. I know it, but you keep giving me these good nuggets, Father. Yeah. Why is it that it was important in this read for it to be said, great things that Yah has done unto thee? Why? Huh? Yeshua through Hamashiach. Yeah. But Yeshua, why? Look at Yeshua. He calling it Yah. Y'all got to get it, y'all. Come on. Okay. You know why, y'all? You remember when I started off talking about this? I explained to you all even about how he was saying the power to read a mind is only in him. He's the only one can read the mind and the heart of a man. And what did I tell you? Yeshua can't do it. The Son of Man can't do that. Only Yah has the power. And that's what he was telling me. So when I heard Yeshua reading the thoughts, he was telling me that was Hamashiach in him, which is the Father Spirit. You see? So he was telling me, Yeshua is saying that all the praise and glory goes to Yah. Why? Great things Yah has done. He wanted the man to go and tell them what Yah has done. You see? Because our testimonies, Paul told us, y'all. Paul just told us they are of Yah. And that's what Yeshua was doing. He's telling this man that the great things that has done, this that has been done to you, is the great things that Yah has done. You see? That's why. So the man goes out and say, Yeshua, because he don't know nothing about Yah has done. He knows that Yeshua stood there and rebuked the demons, not knowing Hamashiach. No, Yeshua didn't even say Hamashiach. He said, yeah. Yeshua didn't say Christ. He said, yeah. The Father is sending a message to somebody out there. He got to be. This ain't about Sister Deborah. He's sending a message to somebody. Better get right. I don't know where you at today, but wherever you at, you sure better get right. And I mean ASSP. Somebody about to sleep. All the games you've been playing all this time, somebody about to sleep. Y'all saying to somebody, you better get right. Because it's just this is the dealings that he's been dealing with me on. And it's real hard because I'm like saying, but how I'm gonna get it to how I'm gonna they ain't gonna know, they ain't gonna understand, but in him, the way he comforts you and push you out to do what he called you from up high to down low to do, it is off the chain. So if Yah has invested so much of himself in you, you better be about that Father's business. But what people are doing, they are lollygagging. They're walking around here thinking, on my time, when I'm ready, when I say so, when I feel like it, when I want to do it. You better watch yourself. Because in this day, it's no play. You be here today and be gone tomorrow. You'll be here tomorrow and be gone Friday. You better watch yourself. Because this is what I also believe. This is my personal belief. People down here thinking that they're going to live until he comes to take somebody over to Mount Zion. They have no idea. Tomorrow is not promised to Sister Deborah. What makes you think it's promised to you? You see the sickness? You have to get it right today. Because tomorrow is not promised. I want to be about my Father's business today. And let tomorrow catch up with itself. So I don't know if y'all caught it, but in 39, Yeshua was 100%. And I'm grateful because I always tell y'all he did an excellent job. His job was to make sure he come down here and make everything about the Father. And he did an excellent job. Just because we might not see it, we might not have the spiritual eye to see, nor the spiritual ear to hear, and not the understanding who is the Holy Spirit in us to be able to grip it. But I can truly say, I can stand on anybody's mountain around about now and let them know Yeshua did the most excellent job on this earth, letting us know. And I ain't talking about books. What he did by letting us know who the Father, the Creator himself is. Because if you just take one more look at that and you see how this is how you know. He says he could have told that man, return to thy own house. Notice that's a spiritual sign, y'all. You hear him say, thy own house. You didn't grip that, did you? You didn't grip it. He wanted him to return first and foremost to his own house. And show how great things Yah has done unto thee. It was your house. His house is where he needed to go first and foremost. Because why? Who can answer it? That's right. Give Yah all praise. Hallelujah. To testify where the power come from the Father and not him. Exactly. That's well said. It's well said. You see, that is so very, that's the point I'm saying. That's the whole, that's the point I'm saying. He says to testify where the power comes from the Father and not from him. That's what I see. That is exactly what I see. That's how I see it. And then you hear him sit, he's telling him to go to his own house. Why his own house? Why his own house? Why do he want him to go to his own house first? Because the first place is going to be a shocker. And it's going to be disbelieved. Once they see it, they will believe. Is in your own house. In your own house. And that's why he had to go to his own house. To show it to them. Because they know him. They've been putting up with them demons in him. They know where he was. They know where he's at. Truly, you gone. Go to them that know you gone. Go to that house. Go to your house, your own house. Because they know you were gone. They know you were loaded with demons. They know you didn't use a lunatic. They know that you was full of it. Go there. Go there. And he went his way and published throughout the whole city how great a thing Yeshua had done unto him. But he told him to go to his house first. You see? That's a message inside of a message. That's what a testimony is. Remember I told you? It's to go through something. Go through something. Let's do that again. Go through something. What do you mean? You be on one side, but you go through it and come out on the other side. But all that time you went through it, the Most High was with you. He was walking side by side in front of you and in back of you, bringing you all the way through to the open side. When you get to the open side, guess what? You give him all glory and praise and honor because he walked through it with you. Not let nothing destroy you. A testimony inside of a testimony. I'm going to, let me sum this up with Revelation chapter 12, verse 11. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 11. Father, you are so perfect, so great, so excellent, so powerful, so all-knowing. I love that all-knowing because I know it ain't got nothing but an A and an I. You got A to Z, Father. So AI can sit his AI tail down. Okay. Revelation chapter 12, verse 11. In Revelation chapter 12, verse 11. What is going on here? And they overcame him. No. That's not my verse. Revelation chapter 12. Oh, yes, it is. Revelation chapter 12, verse 11. Watch this here, y'all. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they gave not their lives unto death. What does that say? And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they give and gave not until their lives, until the death. What is that saying? Into death. I guess I got to go to verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in the heavens, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of Yah and the power of Christ. Do y'all see that? Where is Yeshua in that? Somebody need to talk to me. You can't find Yeshua, can you? Yeah, right. Okay. And the power of Christ, for the accuser of the brethren is cast down, and accuse them before our Yah day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved, which is given, gave not their lives unto death. Again, their testimony, the word of their testimony. That there sound like their testimony, individuals' testimony about the blood of the Lamb that overcame, that defeated and got victory, okay, over the devil, that old serpent. That's their testimony, is that the Lamb defeated. That's their words, their own words, giving their testimony of the Lamb. It was the devil was defeated by the Lamb, the blood of the Lamb. That's what it's saying. So that right there speaks of their testimony. But the other testimony David was talking about, he was telling the Father, thy testimony. Because with your testimony came with your steps that he had ordered. Okay. Like I said before, we cannot think that we can tell somebody anything without any testimonies. Let's give an example. You know how I was telling y'all for the last 2 or 3 videos about how many people get on here and they be giving you their dreams and their vision. Would you say dreams and vision is their testimony? Or is y'all's testimony? Pull up. Think, y'all. Just think. People giving you dreams and vision is not testimony, y'all. You see? That's why people don't understand all these dreams and vision. You lead those to people who has been given the gift to interpret it. And the thing about it, he ain't give, he has not poured out that type of gift for everybody to be able to discern individuals who do dreams and vision. Me, myself, young girl again. People come talking about dreams and vision. They come, I'm telling you, mama say, when the booby, can you interpret that? Yep. Most of them are trash. Most of it is trash. And on these devil platforms, that's all you see. Bunch of trash. Why you say that, Deborah? Where is my father's testimony? David said, thy testimony. Where is his testimony? Why do he see fit in the last 20 years, giving you 20 years worth of dreams and vision? For what? Where is his testimony? Pull up his testimony. Matter of fact, I tell you what, if he ordered your steps, it comes with testimony. Pull up your testimony. Pull up your steps. They won't be able to do it because they have fed people so much dreams and vision. They have warned your mental state and your spiritual mindset to be locked up and locked down by dreams and vision. Y'all ain't gave them crap. Because if he did, where is his glory? Where is his testimony in it? Where is his honor? Where is his praise? You ain't gonna find it in them. And you ain't going to find it in those that listen to people who pour out trash like that. So I, Sister Deborah, say unto you, I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in tonight. And I say, just think about that. Think about so many things that has happened in your living and how Yah has brought you out. And it wasn't you bringing yourself out, so it can't be your testimony. It has to be his, because he the one brought you out. Shalom and shalom. Appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I say, I'll be back. Shalom and shalom.